hopefully this will help the video out. We had it on the Wi-Fi, and when we do Wi-Fi, we build it with the video, and makes it go out, makes it clear. Okay. So we're gonna try this again. All right, it's better now. All right. 1 Peter chapter 2. I didn't tag anybody in it, so, if you could, just go to our page and find it. It'd be better for us. 1 Peter chapter 2. Brother Hood, when you get there, start with verse number 5 for me, please.
Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Jesus Christ.
Now, we have been talking in our Bible class, the reason why people leave our fellowship, why people leave, our worship. And remember we had talked about perhaps part of the reason is perhaps the preacher. All right? This morning we had to start discussing that perhaps the reason people leave our fellowship is perhaps because of membership or the members. But Brother Hood just read something to us that we don't need to take lightly. And verse number 5 again, he says, what, Brother Hood? You are what?
Ye also, as lively stones,
a lively stone,
are built up a spiritual house,
a spiritual house,
and holy priesthood,
a holy priesthood,
to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Jesus Christ.
Right. You are a holy priesthood. You are a royal priesthood. In other words, what comes to your mind when we talk when Peter says to us, you are royal, you are holy? What comes to your mind? Understanding that you are part of that he's talking about. So what comes to your mind?
Your value.
Okay, you got some value.
Great value.
All right. So now, if you are valuable and God counts you as being a valued person, let's look at some stuff. Number one, a royal priesthood is a people that love. All right, now here we go. Let's take the holy garments off this evening. All right, and let's be a people of truth. All right, do you love your brothers and sisters in this congregation, or is there some people that you got a problem with?
Love it.
Here we go. Take the blood, let the blood fall where it may. Do you treat some people different than you treat others? Or do you treat everybody the same? See these questions I'm asking? And I'm asking these questions because I stand up here as a preacher, right? And one thing I do see, I see the same people sit by each other all the time. I don't see no mixing and mingling. I see the same people congregate when the worship service is over together all the time. I see some people seem that, they are more relaxed and you hug each other and all that all the time. And then some people you don't shake their hand. You don't stick your hand out there. So now I'm asking you, is that love the same? Because I know what I'm seeing. And if you tell me that's the same love, then I'm asking you, why is it not exemplified the same?
It's not intentional. And when we spend time on this way, then when we finally realize we got to make our way across the way, it's time to get started.
Okay, so it's not intentional. And so once you spend time over here, by the time you get over here, it's time to get started. Okay, so you see these folk before it starts, but do you go see these folk after the end? Okay, all right.
It's changed since this coronavirus has come along.
Okay, now the coronavirus is, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So,
we used to get a hug, and that's the
Yeah,
first thing we need.
all right. Well, look at John 13. All right, we're going to spend a lot of time in here because, see, one thing I'm big about making sure that our profession match our confession. All right? If you say that you love me, then you should be able to exemplify that love you say you got for me. All right? My service is one thing. Actions are something different.
Yep.
All right? John 13, Brother Hood, verse 30, 34 and 35.
A new covenant I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one to another.
Okay. So Jesus says, a new commandment that I give unto you. And he says, love one another.
Yes.
How is that exemplified? How is this new commandment that Jesus called as love? How does the church members, you remember you're a royal priesthood according to Peter. How does church members of the body of Christ, supposed to exemplify love toward each other? How is that done? Now this ought to be interesting.
Well, go ahead, brother.
I would say you can either do phone calls.
On phone call?
You could do, like, if I got something going on in my life, I should be able to come and talk with you, vent to you. You know, you got to have somebody to vent to.
Oh, you need to control the crowd, okay.
But
Yeah.
even if someone doesn't console you directly, if you have to, if something, you should pay attention enough to your brothers and sisters to know when something ain't right. And even though they didn't disclose that, say, hey, you all right today?
Oh, so you should know your brother or sister well enough to know if something is not right with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in a smaller congregation. Now that might be a little bit more challenging in a larger congregation, but in a smaller congregation such as ourselves, yeah, definitely.
One thing I've noticed, and y'all help me out, okay? Here we can fellowship with each other all day. We can cook fish, we can do ribs, we do hot dogs and chicken and drinks. We go down there to the fellowship hall and it's gonna be the same people sitting together all the time. Now y'all know what I'm wrong, okay? Am I on the right track so far? And it'll be the same people outside together, in the fellowship. All right. Rarely do we play any fellowship games. Rarely do we do anything to bring the fellowship closer together. Now wait a minute. Now I'm saying we love each other now. Our children are watching adults exemplify love because our children is the next generation of Christians that will be leading this congregation. All right? Yes, ma'am.
In our ladies class, we have tried to pair up with each other, those that didn't get a name. We tried different things. And I must say, my partner and I have spoken or texted or did something more now. Yeah, because normally I wouldn't say anything to Sister Starling other than in church. It wouldn't have really crossed my mind to check on her, but now, since I have responsibility, it makes me more aware of what I'm doing, and it gets to the point where I even ask my children, Alyssa, did you call your person? Felicia, did you call your person? So, sometimes it's not that we're not trying to mingle, it's just that we're in our own little selfish.
Okay.
So, but for me, doing that, now I see that I need to do even more than just dealing with things that we have partners, so I need to call someone else.
Right. Now the preacher tried to help us out. I tried to help us out with care groups. And in care group members, your responsibility was to communicate with each other. We was cleaning the building. All right, we was to check on each other. You know, somebody's not here. You know, the members of the care group should have been calling that person, a person that wasn't here. All right. See, once you start surrounding people with love, it's very difficult for them to slip away. But when you don't surround them with love, if you got love over here and love over there, then you leave room over here for them to get out. Now understand, all right? I sat here and I counted 3.5 years, Broadstreet, and I'm going to give us a list of names. We baptized 41 people. 41. And when people are not surrounded by love, they slip away. 41 people, almost enough to fill up that whole side of it. Just think about what I'm saying. What does love look like? Number one, love puts meaning into every aspect of life. All right? What does that mean? No matter how much success, skill, or meaningful work you have, without love, life isn't worthwhile. What good is it to be married to a woman or a man that you can't show affection to? Hello, somebody. We're married to Christ. We are the bride of Christ. He gave up his life for us. And part of his command is that we love each other. And what does love look like? Giving your life for your brother or your sister. Giving them the best, even if it means that you got to have the worst. Amen. And I say, church, I think that we love each other, but I don't think that we're in love with each other. Hello, somebody. I'm waiting for somebody to get up and challenge me on that. They say, preacher, you wrong. Preacher, you're mistaken. Preacher, you just talking an opinion at the side of your head. So the preacher finna throw another rock. I'm gonna see if I can make the water move. I say that we love each other, but we're not in love with each other.
Why do you say that?
Oh, good question. Why do I say that? Here's the question. Here's my answer. Here's my answer to that. It's because if we are in love with each other, we'll trouble each other about being the Lord's worship. We'll make sure that nobody's left behind in our home when we go to worship. And if I'm here at 9 o'clock, and everybody else in my house comes to the same place at 9:30, it's not feasible for me to say I love you and want the best for you and leave you laying in bed and I'm going to worship my Lord. Hello, somebody. I love you, but I ain't in love with you.
I love you.
Ooh, that water's throwing now. See them hands coming up? Go ahead.
Now, it ain't that I don't love my family when I leave one bed. We have an understanding, and we all should when it comes to the Lord. You're not going to make me late to come worship God and steal my joy when you had the same opportunity and was given the same opportunity to get on up and were told and to be prepared by a certain time.
Who's the spiritual head of your home?
Me?
Okay, with you being the spiritual head of your home, you come in here and you leaving those people that's behind you at home.
So,
What leadership is that? If you're the spiritual head of your home and you won't be on time, and you see that everybody else in the house got a problem being on time, you wake up a couple hours early and turn on everything in the house and wake everybody up.
But they won't tell you I get any worse. Because I'm you.
Because you don't understand the kind of conversations I be want to kick folks out the window in my home.
So at what point do you just, at what point do I need to just stay there and be late? Is that what I'm trying to make sure I understand what I need to do since I am.
The difference of church people today and back in yesterday when we was growing up, if you were late and if you weren't ready, we had to go to worship with what we had. We make too many excuses. We done made children adults. Yes, sir.
I say that now if you're dealing with children, small kids or young adults or whatever you want to call them,
Yes, sir.
at home, you run, you head of your house, you finna get up or you're gonna go, I'm not gonna leave you here, you're going to church. But when a person, you got a grown person,
Okay, now we're going somewhere.
full grown person, God, we all are free moral agents.
Uh-huh.
They got a choice to go or not to go. They soul is gonna be in jeopardy, not mine. So they made the choice not to go to Washington. I made the choice to go to Washington to be on time. They're gonna have to answer to God for that. Now,
Do you say anything?
But a child,
Do you say anything?
yeah,
What do you say?
we finna get ready to go to church.
All right. Do you trouble till you get ready to leave?
Everybody in our house, they know what's up.
So then you make an excuse for somebody else.
But no.
You know what it sound like
no,
to me?
what I'm saying is the question that you asked.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I'm giving my input, like with Sister Street. She said that when she tells somebody something, like I said, if a person is grown, they a free moral agent. They got to, that's the
Not in your house. Not in your house. Joshua said it like this in Joshua 24:15. He says, "It's for me in my house."
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. He didn't stipulate the age. What he said was it was his house.
Yeah.
And everything in his house was going to do what? See, that's what we do. We make stipulations where the Bible had put none. That house belonged to Joshua. And Joshua was going to have to answer to God for the things in his home. From a baby to the adults. Yes.
Going on that, he said, serve the Lord, right? So, what if the people in the house serving the Lord? But they might not go to a Bible class or something like that.
That's a beautiful. Y'all hear what he's saying? See, what we got to do, we got to teach our young folk no script, no lip. Everybody go to Hebrews. Hebrews 10.
So you have to go to every Bible class.
Hebrews 10. Joshua left no excuse. So Darlene, Joshua said as far as me and I love y'all so much. This is my house.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to serve the God I got, get your own house.
Yeah, that's right.
Hebrews 10.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
I didn't even tell you what scripture was. You see what I'm saying?
I know.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? I just said Hebrews 10. You see? This is what I want to start at.
Oh.
I want to start at verse number 24.
Okay. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good work.
Wait a minute. We're going to do what?
Provoke.
Provoke. What do it mean to provoke?
Make you go. Provoke me, make you upset.
Bro, also provoke means to make it go. Anybody else want to help out? What does it mean to provoke?
Put a little fire on it.
Put some fire on it.
Agitate.
Oh, okay. Now I'm asking a question. If you really want something from God, right? How your prayer be? Do God, can I please have it? Or do you trouble God for it? Hello, somebody. Because if you really want it, you're going to provoke him. You're going to stir him up. Hello, Lord, it's me again. Have you considered the request I made? Hello, Lord. This is Brother Anthony again. I know you got billions of people, but I want you to hear my voice over everybody right now. Or do you want something for the Lord, but you're going to settle with your request being at the end of the line? Because what you want is what you want, but you really ain't ready to ask for what you want. Just think about it. To provoke. Janine and I talked. Oh, all right. And one thing she said, Blake is so ready to go. You know why? Because I provoke him. Did you clean your room? Did you wash the dishes? Did you take out the trash? Every time he come out of the room and see me, he know I'm going to say something. Because I'm provoking him. I don't want you to get comfortable where you are. I'm provoking you to move on. Hey, y'all ain't hear what I'm trying to tell you. All right? And I get on my wife's nerve. You're going to let him drink out that glass and you finna watch it. Who the child? He finna leave out the room. Now, his roommate, he make his baby. He'll make it. But he in somebody else's house right now. So if it ain't my standard, we can just take the covers. We ain't making it how you want it made. I'm provoking you. I'm stimulating you. When you get your own stuff, you can do what you want to do. Joshua 24:15. He said, as for me and my house. Ain't nobody else in the house did the talking but Joshua. Nobody else had a voice. If you want to have a voice, get your own house. One way you can love your brother and your sister, and you can provoke them to be at worship now. Blake just said, well, I can serve God from home. Well, look at verse 25 then, Brother Hood. Well, what would you say then?
Saying like, I might miss a Bible class, but that doesn't mean I'm not serving the Lord.
Verse 25.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Wait a minute, what's the assembly? That what it means? It means the worship? It means the church? No, when the church come together, you expect it to be there. You got Bible class, you expect it to be there. When it's worship service, you expect it to be there. And when you make up in your mind that you don't want to be there, your actions is telling me you don't love me as much as your mouth says. What they say when old young folks say, drop the mic.
It's like,
Yes.
Yeah,
for being young,
What, wait a minute, hold on. Let's see what God say now. Hold that thought. This God's word now. It said, not forsaking the assembly, what?
Of ourselves together. As the manner of some is.
Who's the manner of some? The pretenders. Our brother Good got a sermon on that. The great pretenders. And he's talking about the people that's outside the church. But you got some folks that's in the Lord that's great pretenders as well. I got baptized. I obeyed the command. Now I'm in, but I really don't want to do what the Lord said do. I'm a great pretender. Listen, I know people don't like what I'm saying. I ain't trying to step on your toes, but good gracious almighty, y'all ain't paying me to miss y'all feet. Hello, somebody.
Yes.
Go ahead, young man. You see, one of the reasons the church, yes ma'am. Y'all speak up for brother, repeat for Brother Hood so we can hear it now. What she say?
So she don't believe that.
Uh-huh.
That you miss one or two, you're a pretender.
Okay. And I get that. I get that. You know, circumstances may dictate that you can't make it. Like you laying up in a hospital bed. Well, if you can't bring the worship service, if you can't come to the worship service, the church got the responsibility of bringing the service to you. We don't want you to miss. So everybody got something. You understand what I'm talking about? If you can't make it, then you call. You let somebody know. That's called being accountable. Now, guess what we do? We're supposed to bring the worship to you because you don't have the right to miss the Lord's worship service. He said, not forsaking the assembly. Show me when you're okay to miss. I just covered that. If you laid up, you can't come. Then guess what our responsibility is? And now we got special accommodation now because of COVID-19. Some people laid up in the hospital bed. They can't make it. So guess what we got going to them? We got Facebook going. Don't you know that we got Facebook for our congregation here, and we got just 1/3 of our members that go to our Facebook page? Sister Darlene go. Sister Street go. These two young ladies here go. Janine go. Every now and then Martin go. But we got others in here that don't go at all. And you miss as well. So if you're not going to come here and physically, then you can at least sign on. And we don't do that. Come on with this use to somebody. He said, not forsaking the assembly. And God has made it convenient to where we can bring the assembly in your lap. You got a smartphone, you search everything you want to search. Amazon.com, eBay, Google, Safari, Siri. Hey Siri, can you find the Broadstreet Church of Christ so I can watch? It's too easy. But what we do, you know what? Let's just face it. We're going to do what we want to do. That's why we showed you the example this morning of the old lady with arthritis. And they kept asking, how is it that you make it? How is it that you make it to worship? Why do you keep making it? And the lady said, because my heart is there first. And if my heart is there, my body going to fall. This is Bible class. I ain't preaching at you. I ain't yelling at you. I'm just trying to teach us. You see, because everybody in the congregation can miss, but let the preacher not show up. Let the preacher decide, oh, well, you know, I just preached to the folks from home one Sunday on my Facebook page, and I just chill out in my bed and teach them from my bed. And you done came up here all nice and smelling good. And you go, well, what's wrong with Brother Anthony? Well, Brother Anthony asking what's wrong with you. I love you enough to come when like I'm supposed to. Do your job take you away from some time? Yes. Your Bible study? Okay. But that's why we got the Facebook page. So you can listen to it on your break. Amen. And I'm going to tell you something. You can lie and say you signed on. But one thing about our page, it lets us know when you just signed on. Hello, somebody. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure how to get, I think how you get to Broadstreet Church of Christ through Facebook by pushing that hourglass.
We tag you in it this morning. All our members that got a Facebook page, you're tagged in it every Sunday. Every Wednesday you're tagged. So if you can't go find it, just go to the tag. Just go to that little bell that got these numbers in it that's red and hit that, and you say Broadstreet Church of Christ tagged you in the video. Just hit it. You're not tagged now because we had to stop and restart it because it was blurry. But the easiest way to make sure you get it is to just like the page. And then say see first or follow. We can show you how to do that. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I want you to see what the Lord's word called missing the assembly. Look at verse number 26. Like you read that for me. Hebrews 10:26. Uh-huh.
No sacrifice for sins is left.
That's it. You hear that? He dealt with forsaking the assembly. And then he came back and said that forsaking the assembly is in the category of a sin. That's what he called it. You can call it what you want to call it. I was just tired today. I get back with them next week. You know, You know, my daughter had a temperature. Now, I nurse her temperature. I get with them next week. Lord said, okay, still seeing. This is our brother Anthony. Y'all looking at me like you ready to throw these blocks around here at me. Don't do that. You know what? I better move on. Let me leave that alone. Love is patient. What does it mean? What does patient mean? Okay. All right. Anybody else? You know what? When I was coming up, my mama had a real good way of knowing I was telling a lie. Y'all parents know about y'all like that too? I just know you're lying. Now, every now and then, mama lose her patience and they go ahead and slap me for lying. Pow! But then, every now and then, she'll be patient with me and she'll start asking me more questions when she already know the truth. But she'll start asking me more questions to see how long I'm going to keep this lie up. And she was very patient. You been smoking, son? No. Let me see your eyes looking down that floor. You got to lie to me. I know you've been smoking. Pow! And it wasn't because I was smoking. It was because I told a lie. Just think about it. Love is willing to give others the benefit of the doubt. Anybody ever let you down? You know how we get sometimes in the church. Oh, let us down. We don't have nothing to do with them, brotherhood. You did what? You said what? When the last time y'all had somebody that you've been very close to that you just stopped speaking to for a while? Am I on your street, Alyssa? Lord have mercy. Love doesn't push away. Love invites one into your space. Amen, church. Is it me? Is it all that food y'all ate the reason we so quiet in here?
I got a question.
You on the street. You on the old block.
Go ahead, sir.
With that love is willing to give others the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes we have to be just personal. A cool down period. What I mean by that is, you know, when we were talking about anger earlier, when we just said that, you know, that animal instinct in us. What I was talking about.
Yeah.
We all got that instinct that hold up now, you get too close. I got to protect myself. So with that cool down period, then you can get that love. You can invite them back into your space. But during that time that you ain't feeling it, it's best for them to stay away from you, or you stay away from them. Because see, the thing, the more you add on to it, the higher it'll get.
Okay.
That's why I say, you know, once you get that cool down period, it might take a day or two. God willing, you know, he'll have that favor, as we talked about, that on you, that you can go through that and get to that point.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question. Congregation, I want y'all to help me out. What can we do as a congregation to help expand our love for each other? Okay.
I think keep having our fellowship like we had for the 4th of July.
More fellowships. Okay. What? More classes, maybe.
Yeah, interacting with each other.
Okay.
Communication.
Say again.
That's
Daily
daily communication.
communication, picking up the phone. You know, one of the things that I learned, in counseling in college, and I don't know if you guys are willing to do this or not, but in college, what they did was they would take me and they would put me in a group partner with somebody I didn't know or didn't like. And our responsibility was to come back and tell to the class something that was unique about this week-long experiment that we did with each other. And perhaps shed some light about a person that person didn't know about themselves to the class, while this other person is sitting down listening to his partner expand on him or her. Maybe we need to team up like that as a church for a week. You understand? Because, see, it's easy to love people that you're familiar with. But one day we want to make heaven our home. And there's not going to be any distance. We're going to be called to be together around the throne of God. And we need to learn how to do that here, right now. But God has got his favor on us so that we can be better people. We all got that stuff about us that other folks just ain't going to like. So don't think that you got it all together, because we all got stuff we got to work on. But our job is to help each other out. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Ooh, I ain't never seen your hand fly out so fast. Boom!
What if you're a private person? It does not that I don't want to love you. I love help. But I don't want I feel bad. But I'm one of those people that like in house.
Private person. You don't want anybody in your home. Meet somewhere. Come to the church building.
I'm not an outgoing person.
Come to the church building.
I'm one of those people who be two people in the room and you can get out there. I mean, in the corner somewhere. You just don't realize I'm there. I can be sitting with the two other people that ain't family.
If Peter was a private person, he would have never got to meet his Jesus. If Andrew was a private person, he would have never got to meet his Jesus. We can make all kinds of excuses about why we don't want to fellowship, how these people did. Don't y'all know the apostles left everything? Their wife, their children, their job, their livelihood, their hometown, to be with this Jesus, to show us how we're supposed to be in close communion with each other.
But it's like this. When you go through life, you go through things, and people don't like you for everything. I don't smoke or drink, and people have a problem with you. They gonna hold a cup just so you can do it. I don't do it. I don't smoke cigarettes and nothing else. Some people, just because I don't do it, same thing happened with church folks. Because I didn't do what they did, I was cast to the side. And as years went by, I just got to be a private person to stay in my house. So that's something hard to see. Well, I'm gonna carry you with somebody when you know I'm gonna get on you wrong. I know her, but we don't even talk that much or whatever. But I'm not. What you doing? I ain't doing nothing.
Just say I ain't going to do it.
Well, I tried.
I said, what?
I tried.
Oh, because what you're telling me, it sounds like you say, I'm not going to do it. And then just say, I'm not going to do it. Because if you try to do it, and you take that first step, the rest of the steps become easy. And see, that's the reason the church can't grow. And because we see everything that we can't do. And we want to make, we got $25 and we got to pay a $1,000 light bill. And we can't do it. Let's close the door. Yeah, we can if we try. Remember who our daddy is. Remember who our God is. He bestowed favor upon us that he hadn't even released to us yet. Yes, ma'am.
They always say that you owe because that's the way God made you.
No. God made you in his image. Who you turned out to be is what you chose to be.
I didn't choose to be antisocial.
You choose to be what?
Antisocial.
Then you stop being antisocial.
That's not me though.
God didn't make you antisocial. Don't do that to God. God didn't make you tell a lie. God didn't make you lay in the bed when you started with, it was 10:55, worship started at 11 o'clock, and I'm going to come at 11:20 and think I'm supposed to be on the communion table. God didn't do that. God made you in his image, but he left you with choices. Amen.
Do it up.
You know what? Maybe we need to stop being Christians and start a tap dance group. Because it seems like when God tells us to do something as Christians, we get to tap dancing. We can tap dance, man. We can do just living for. Hello, somebody. We need to cut out all the excuses. Oh, we perfect people? No. Do we have some areas we got to grow? Of course, yes, we do. We do. But what we want to do is we want to eliminate the excuse as to why we can't grow. We can grow. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. All right? But just imagine how much better the church can be if everybody just genuinely loved each other. And you know what? Sometimes your dislike for other folks put the preacher in a bad situation. But the preacher supposed to love you and that person there. And because you come over here and talk, and you be talking to me, and then you see me over there, then you got that attitude with me when I come back to you. Why are you talking to that person over there? What do you mean why talking to? Why you ain't talking to him? That's what I should be asking you. You got me. I'm supposed to be choosing sides. I'm trying to be the Christian. But because you're a little bit older and I'm supposed to respect you, you want to tell me who I can and can't talk to. We need to stop that, church. Amen. I better stop. We'll finish this next Sunday afternoon. Any other questions? I tell y'all what. Sister Zena, come in for a minute. Sister Mara, come here for a minute. Come in. Hear me. Sister Zena, stand right here. Sister Mara, stand right here. Sister Zena, tell Sister Mara one good thing you like about her. Sister Mara, one good thing you like about Sister Zena.
It's really sweet.
Sister Zena, give me two good things you like about Mara. No, just what you pretty girl. She's pretty and sweet. Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Sister Mara, two things you like about Sister Zena.
Her style, and I don't know, her energy, like, when I say hello, she always makes my
Did you know that? Did you know she liked your energy? She said she liked your energy. You just always so nice and kind to her. Did you know that? That's what you're supposed to do, but did you know she felt that? Oh, but she just told you that. Do y'all see that? We can love each other. All we got to do is take time out and just talk to each other. She think you're very sweet, and she think you're very pretty. She told you that already? How did it make you feel? That's what Christian love is all about, church. very loving. That's how the church is supposed to be. We're supposed to be a place of encouragement.
You talking about you saying I can go now?
Oh, yeah, y'all can. Do you understand that? Sister Janine, come here. From Belmont. Come here. Well, I'm trying to give us a practical way of the church, how the church is supposed to be. Okay? Better choose your word carefully too, right?
All right, now, preacher.
Bless him, Father. Something good about it, Sister Janine.
She dressed neat and she seemed neat.
I said something good, not too many things. Talk to me.
I said something that's wrong. You know what I
Something
said?
good about Brother Belmont.
He's always willing and willing to help when he's around. He'll do things that we may not see, but he'll just run and take action and do it.
So how it make you feel to know somebody's seeing what you do for the church? Y'all see that? What I'm trying to tell you, church, we could be a loving church, a better church, if we learn how to utilize our lips and encourage one another. Do you see that? You put your chest down now.
No, you can just stop.
But that's all I'm trying to. That's what love is all about. And once you start loving like you're supposed to, it'll make you want to be amongst the fellowship. I can go. Shoot. Perhaps somebody here has been encouraged today about what love looks like. We are a great congregation. We're a good congregation. We're the Lord's congregation. But we got to learn how to encourage and lift one another up better. Amen? Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh.
This church family, but there are in certain churches people that like to keep up with mess.
Right. You got messy individuals in all churches. Because the church is a type of the ark. And they had mess makers in the ark, and they got mess makers in the church. But guess what? Love sweeps up that mess. And that's why we're trying to be a congregation of love. Amen? Don't let nobody leave here talking about Sister Darlene and y'all here. They may be in another Church of Christ over there, but see, y'all sister over here. And they get to talk about Sister Darlene, you're supposed to go in and attack like your sister.
Yes.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's how the church's supposed to be. Yes.
I just found this comment to be worthy of sharing. Marie Collier, she's always on all the time.
Right.
But she says, this word and this class makes me want to do more and do better. I complain too much. Excellent class, good comments.
Excellent. But that's what the church is about.
And then with the example that we just did with us, she said, what an honor to speak to each other lovingly.
That's what it's all about. That's what the church is all about. When those guys come in right there, they haven't placed their membership in with us. But when they hit that door, they should feel like they are part of us. Do you understand that? That's right. Time out for all that foolishness. Isn't it right, brother?
Yes.
Amen. Yes, ma'am.
But sometimes when you're out and about, or even with family members,
Uh-huh.
you might run into situations where you're uncomfortable
Uh-huh.
because of one circumstance or another. I feel that I'm not agitated outside in the world,
Uh-huh.
among people,
Right.
or not of church family, but when I come home through my church family,
Brother David Lane, I don't know if you guys know this guy or not, but he preached a sermon one time, and I stole his sermon introduction because it was so profound to me. And he said, if the church is not a place where I can try and fail, then where do I go to grow? If the church is not a place where I can be loved for being me, then where do I go to find love? Profound. I love being among the saints. Being in that classroom, it's okay. I love my babies. I love my children. But I love my church family. Amen. Perhaps somebody here today we see him falling short. His opportunity to come out. What page, Brother Hood?
391.
Page 391. Page 391, invitation song. Perhaps somebody here today, you've been straddling the fence about becoming a Christian. You can do that. Hear the gospel, Romans 10:17. Believe it. Hebrews 11:6. Repent of your sins, Luke 13:3 and 5. Confess Jesus Christ, the Son of God, Matthew 10:32-33. And be baptized, Mark 16:15 and 16. That's the gospel plan of salvation. All right? Let's stop making excuses. Let's start producing love. As together we stand and sing.
What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace and mind, leaning on the everlasting arms. You know I'm leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. You know I'm leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning